Game on the line. Williams lofting one for a deuce. He caught
it! You're listening to the world's #1 football podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Ben Hansen, Matt Hartman, and Ryan Matthews.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in to the Pigskin Project podcast YouTube channel. I am Matt, joined today with Ben. Ryan, still out. What do you think he's out with this week?
Well, see, the issue is he had came out and disputed a report of his torn right ACL, which is a shame.
He didn't. I think we should review. I don't think he wanted to tell everybody he tore his anus.
Yeah, I think he probably wouldn't have been a big fan of us telling that to the people, but
2 weeks in a row, buddy. It's all off the table.
Yep. We tried to cover for you last week with the ACL, a lie, but I mean the truth eventually comes out, right? Anal fissures is what Brian is out with this week, the past 2 weeks, but hopefully he'll be recovered and ready to go next week. How about I know we're a football podcast, but let me talk about the other football for a second. Team USA's I don't watch soccer. I know 5, 6, 7 players, the best in the world. Mm-hmm. But man, they're fun. They're fun. I love Team USA, and this is the perfect time to talk about it. And I'm so fully convinced that if we tried, we could absolutely have the best soccer team in the country, but our best athletes are no, we're going to play football and basketball and maybe baseball. But imagine how good, if we just took Tyreek Hill and just went ahead and put him as a left wing, he's just streaking down, good luck catching him. I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
I know soccer people hate this. I've seen soccer people hate when you're hey, what if we just take LeBron or Russell Westbrook from Russell Westbrook's the big one from the NBA. But I mean it's kind of true, right? I think it just putting them out there. But no, yeah, I'm with you. There
look
must
at
be
Alex
TV,
Freeman. Look at Alex Freeman. And for those who don't know, I mean Alex Freeman is I kind of came out of nowhere for Team USA, but he's son of Super Bowl winning wide receiver Antonio Freeman.
Youngest on the roster.
Yeah, youngest on the roster. Come on now. If this isn't a perfect example of the argument, I don't know what is. But, how fun. How was your week, though? Did you have a good week?
I did have a good week. I didn't do much. Just kind of
sometimes those
hung
are
out.
Weeks.
But yeah, sometimes those are worth it. I've been tapping into the World Cup, tapping into we're finally through that weird the NBA draft, and whenever that hits, it always hits me. I'm oh, there's nothing left. There's no chance I'm watching a baseball game. There's just no chance. But with the World Cup, it is nice to just tune in and be hey, there's always a game going. So
yes,
as someone who works night times, it is good for me. But no, I mean the basketball, we're getting the trades. That's the best part of the NBA. I think is. Yeah. I feel the casual fan would agree with that. The best part is when the trades and the big deals more so than the actual basketball. I know that's not great, but it's kind of how Adam Silver advertises his league. So, no, I think it's been fun. But how have you been this week, Ben? I know
it's
you're
been good, guys.
That.
Yeah, coming off a really fun 4-day bender. It's a great time. Still feeling a little hoarse. We got some vanilla tea here to get us through. But I'm just excited. Again, this is kind of off the script for this episode, but like it's gonna be a fun episode. We'll fill you guys in now. Enough chatting, I guess. This episode is just gonna be like through lines or like storylines that we think are worth following headed into the season, and then maybe when the season is done, we'll check back in. Who knows? I don't want to nail us down to that. But this is just gonna be like fun new storylines that we think are worth mentioning, worth watching when the season starts. So it'll be a fun episode. Maybe some college Weddle again, Matt. I think this is like kind of like the perfect spot because we kind of, without like purposely doing it, kind of have our first like points like tied to each other. So we'll just like jump right into it. And like I promise it gets better from here. Like this is probably the most niche it's gonna get. At least for me. I can't speak for Matt. Um, the big thing for me that I want to watch is like tight end usage in the 26 season, 26-27 season, because we saw such a great increase in 13 personnel, so 3 tight end usage over the course of the season, just compared to, a 1 year ago now at this point. And we're obviously seeing how it is like actively affecting decision makings in the draft, where there are so many guys that are like, who went in the second? The Jaguars, what? And it's like, well, no. Like, this is like where the league is shifting to. If you look back at last year, to no one's surprise, the Rams led the league in 13 personnel usage at 30%. I'm rounding down a little bit there on that 30%. We're just using whole numbers for the sake of the argument, which was like almost double what the usage was just this time a year ago when it was the Steelers in 2024 at 16%. And that wasn't even a big jump from 2023, the year prior to that, at 11% with the Cardinals. So over the span of the last 2 seasons, we've seen our highest usage rate by a team go up 20% in terms of this personnel usage rate. And it's going to be fun. And in a league that's like so based out of like, we are just going to throw the ball, we're going to hit explosives, we're going to try to score as many points as possible. 13 personnel is like the exact opposite of that. It's like the antichrist to that. And not that you can't hit like big plays with it, but obviously when you're running 13 personnel, you're more likely to lean into the run game, which then shifts the importance of the league and maybe back to the run. So this may have like this way bigger overarching effect in the league, and I'm very, very excited to see how it plays out. Again, some teams can do it really, really well. Rams are still a very efficient passing offense, even despite leading the league in 13 personnel. So I'm not saying that you have to run it every single time, but it's definitely going to have some ripple effects. And I'm excited. And I'd also be very, very shocked if the Rams weren't the team to also lead the NFL this next year in 13 personnel, just based off how they drafted. But again, we'll see. There's, someone usually sets the trend and the NFL follows. So I'm just interested to see how this plays out over the next year.
Yeah, piggybacking off of that, just looking at some like underlying numbers, Sumer Sports does a great job of taking over like personnel packages and things like that. In 2024, 13 personnel was run at a league-wide rate of 3.6%. In 2025, it was at 5.4. So you're like an uptick in 2% is massive when you think about going from 2022 to 2024. It barely moved like 0.5%. And then the thing about the Rams that I think is so fascinating is McVay has always been ahead of the trend. McVay, when he came in, he was kind of the first guy to innovate 11. He was like, all right, we need 3 receivers all the time, but we need these receivers to do more than just receiving. So Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, these blocking receivers, and so we never have to leave 11 personnel. So much so that like all the way until 2024, the Rams were second in 11 personnel rate at 82% last season. So like this shift is as massive of a swing as you can take. And so much so that like you said, they were still like, not, they weren't extremely It's not an extremely explosive formation. Their EPA per pass on 30% of that 13 personnel was still 0.5, which, again, for reference, would be like 11th in the league in terms of like EPA per play. So like still, that is very, very impressive down to down. But I'm with you, man. It's to see, like, again, McVay seems to be the guy that is always ahead of the trend. Seems to be always the guy that is like just I am constantly innovating, and it felt like this one-off game plan where it's like, oh, Puka Nakua's out for our London game. Let's lean into this. And then it became their identity the rest of the season. It's just crazy to look at. But piggybacking into like my point of the storyline is these tight ends, because of the formation change, are now getting paid extreme amounts of money. Isaiah Likely is the 4th highest paid tight end per year. Did you know that? Isaiah Likely has never caught 60 balls in the season.
Yeah.
And so, like, you go down, and it's like Darnell Washington, who I love. He does one thing, and it's block. In 3 seasons, he's caught 37 passes. He is ranked top 12 in per year money at the tight end position. We just had the draft happen. 9 tight ends were drafted in the top 3 rounds. 8 of them are going to be classified as like wide tight ends, inline tight ends. The only one that there's no chance is Eli Stowers. All of the other ones are inline blocking on the line of scrimmage tight ends. And so, and that's the other part of this. There's just no way everybody returns value on the tight end position. If everybody is booming. If everything is booming. And so that is my next point. If everybody's leaning into the tight end position, well, where's the value? Who's going to be the value? Is it going to be someone in the draft? Is it going to be someone similar to like Jackson Hawes in 2025 was kind of the value hipster tight end of the year, right? Like they draft him in the 5th round. He's able to be this like 6th offensive lineman, something that the Bills love to do in 2024, and their rushing game doesn't miss a beat. Is there some tight end, like is it my guy Riley Nowakowski with Pittsburgh? Like is it someone like that? Is it a 5th, 6th, 7th round rookie? Or is it someone along the margins in free agency? I don't know. Again, like I'm not sitting here saying like I have the answers, but that is the thing about the Rams. And I'm going to classify the Bears into this a little bit too, because like they're still innovating the tight end position, even after taking a guy at 10th overall and him being like, he's going to be an all-pro player. Both of those teams aren't paying a tight end in the top 15. So they just have this quantity of tight ends, but they're not paying market value on really any of them. Like Cole Kmet's, he's on the final year of his deal, and his cap hit is pretty suffice for the next few years after the season. So, again, I keep coming back to, like, if everybody is like, we need to hoard as many tight ends, and so it just keeps driving up the price, and all of a sudden, Borkature is now the 50th overall pick. Sam Roush is a top 70 pick. Like, not everybody can return value, and I just wonder what this looks like for the 2026 season. I don't know.
The value is going to be Kyle Pitts making $18 million a year, the new contract that he just signed. Which like further to your point, obviously he's not like he's the farthest thing that you can be from a blocking tight end. But I mean that is to your point, right? That like people just are going to continue to just pay these guys. Who's that value going to be? Is that value like that value very well could just not even be a tight end? Like what position is it going to be next? Like are we going to loop back around to being running backs? That's hard to tell because they're making a boatload of money. So like what is the next big thing? Like I'll take it a step further. Like what is this next big thing, right? Because there's always going to be someone who's going to zig while the rest of the league zags. And is it still just going to be 13 personnel? And this conversation that I just added is mute. Very well could be, but someone along the margins is going to have to find value. Whether, again, it's at tight end or at some other position. slot wide receiver would be my like lob it in there. Like that's where I think a Parker Washington kind of type beat, but who knows? Very interesting stuff though. It's just the trends across the NFL are just fun to follow because it fluctuates and changes. And like how often too do you think like the teams that follow suit with these trends are actually the one that benefit from it, which is just like another like subplot. Like it just like how often does that actually work?
The other part of this that I do want to I mean, the team that follows the trend, it's not like picture perfect by any means.
Exactly.
But I think the biggest part of like I think a lot of people are gonna want to like, well, why? Why are we using all these tight ends? Why are we paying so many tight ends? Because like, what is so important with having multiple tight ends is you are able to dictate nickel. Like nickel is the new base. Nickel is,
Absolutely.
I think it's being played more than 50%. And you look at Seattle, and they have a player like Imanwari. They have a player like Byron Murphy, who are able to keep them in nickel because they want to be able to defend the pass, but you need to defend the run if you have multiple tight ends on the field. And so that's kind of the question. Like, what position next can we use? Is it like the only one you can think of is like fullback, right? Like that's the only one, or are we going to spread it out even more? Are we going to go back to spread it out formations, which I think that's kind of where I think this is going to go. This is why I am so excited for the Saints season, because that was a lot of what Kellen Moore did last year. He did a lot of tempo and spread. And so I'm not saying like they're going to still lean into the meta, but there is this level of I think tempo and spread still has a place in this NFL, especially if our safeties, we need more safeties, we need to get bigger, and it's like, well, they can't cover. Like, so I'm really interested to see where that goes. I'm with you, man. It's just someone's got to pull another string. It's just keep pulling strings at this.
Yeah, exactly. And then really quickly too, it is around 67% league wide is the nickel usage, which is a lot. It's a lot. Again, that goes back to the base and everything. So on to my next point. Where do I want to go with this? We could go much more broad. I don't want to say casual.
The United States just scored in the 3rd minute, dude.
Oh my gosh. I know this game's like kicked off at 10, which was
it's a game that like Turkey is eliminated, United States won the group. Like it genuinely, from the standpoint of like it doesn't matter, but still want to win all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. We'll go to the broader point here, right? So everyone now, including us, had talked about, well, you know, the Rams were already preseason favorites going into the year. They make this Myles Garrett trade. This even like firmly plants the Rams as like the Super Bowl favorite. Like, is there really even a team that can like beat them and win this out? Like, this is getting to the point where it's just like the Dodgers level of how NFL fans are thinking about this, right? But when you look back through the history of the NFL in the last 30 years, only 4 of our preseason favorites actually go on to win the Super Bowl, which is not a whole lot. Given it has happened more recently in those 30 years. I think it was like the 2023 Chiefs was the most recent one, and then sprinkled in there into like the 2010s were your Patriots, and then I think it was the 06 Colts. Were your like 4th team in there. But it's just going to be really, really fun to just follow the Rams across the board, simply because like they have a bigger target on their back going into the season than what our defending Super Bowl champions have. And like that just doesn't happen very often. And it's just going to be really, really fun, especially considering that these two teams are playing in the same division. What team is going to step up? Again, odds are going to tell you it's not the Rams. Maybe we run it back with the Seahawks again, and we just all look stupid and silly and say, of course, the Seahawks just won again. How are they not the preseason favorites? But that's just like the point that I thought was fun to bring to the table, and was worth mentioning as one of my 4 points that I bring here. So, if not the Rams or Seahawks, Matt, I'll take it a step further. Who would you pick one team, if not Rams and Seahawks? Who's winning the Super
To
Bowl?
win? Ooh. I don't want to answer.
Oh, come on. If I had to answer, if not that, like, it hurts me to say like the Broncos, but like the Broncos are like one of the teams, like first teams that come to mind, simply because they added more talent to their offense. Their defense is already very, very good. You have to take into account that their quarterback is Bo Nix. And do we have confidence in that? I don't know. We just saw Sam Darnold win the Super Bowl, though. Which, if Sam Darnold can do it, I'm sure that Bo Nix could probably get to a point. You know, he's only going into year 3. Can he take that next step forward and do it? Sean Payton is the coach that I would probably trust. You know, one of the most, not the most, but one of the coaches that I have the most trust in doing such. If not those two teams, my answer will be the Broncos. I think you should answer. Throw a team in the ring.
Yeah,
throw your hat in the ring.
I think the 49ers. I
49ers.
I just have trust that they're going to be in there, and I think if anybody if Shanahan can avoid McDonald, I think he's always outlasted McVay. I just think I think the infrastructure is too healthy to where they're just gonna. I'm betting on the team who's gonna be in the dance, right? And I think if you give me a relatively clean bill of health, and it seems like Kittle is really shooting for that week 1 with the torn Achilles, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But I think they're a team to be reckoned with if you get the clean bill of health. But
which is kind of fun too, and not a part of the point, but poor Cardinals. We just said that the two favorites were the Rams and Seahawks, and then your
I don't
other
think Cardinals
two were the
fans
Niners.
exist.
I know you. I know you. This is not a new thing though for those who are watching. Matt is just so far this doesn't exist. I don't know a single Cardinals fan is where Matt's
I remember. Yeah. No, I remember people were like, "Oh, Cam Ward is the least talked about number 1 overall pick ever." Do we remember Kyler Murray? I remember the Kyler Murray thing where it was we were more talking about him going to baseball than it was oh, he's actually gonna save the Cardinals, he's gonna win football games. I remember that.
Sure,
but that's just me. Let's go into my number 2 point is the Bills and the Ravens. This is kind of on the point of what you were talking about with Super Bowl is the Bills and the Ravens doing the things that fan bases always want, and that's, our coach, we just run out of road with this coach. Let's just change it up in the middle of our quarterback's prime. And they did that, each of them, because they kept losing in the playoffs. And so that's the part of this, and both in very different ways. The Ravens do it in a way where it's we know Jesse Minter, and he's familiar with the program, and we want a guy we want to chase the defensive innovation of that side of the ball. So we're going to go with Minter, the closest thing that we have to Mike McDonald. And then the Bills are everything was Sean McDermott's fault, and we're just going to fire him and get rid of him. So everything that we've done bad in the last half decade, guys, it was all Sean McDermott's fault. But No, I mean, there's a lot of people who have talked about how, like, the Bucks with Liam Cohen. Like, the Bucks fans were dying for them to fire Todd Bowles and upgrade Liam Cohen. The Bills actually did that. Like, this lame duck head coach, we've ran out of road, blah, blah, blah. Let's just hire the offensive play caller. The Bills actually did that. And so I'm just fascinated to see how this rolls out for both of these teams, because if I'm not mistaken, these are still the two top odds to win the conference, right? Like, the last I checked, the Bills and the Ravens are the top of the conference to win it, and it's because of the quarterbacks. And that's the last part of this for me, is like, this is the first time that I've really taken a step back, and it's like, oh man, is Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson on the back nine of their careers, and like lump in Mahomes into this? It's like, that's kind of weird to think about. Like, I feel like we're already at the halfway point for both of these players, with Baltimore and Buffalo specifically, and neither one of them has beaten Kansas City in the playoffs, and neither one has played in the Super Bowl. And so you look back at quarterbacks. There's not many quarterbacks who are remembered fondly if they don't win the Super Bowl, by the way. Like, this is legacy shit we're talking about now. Like, the only one that I look back fondly of, like, he is a top 7 quarterback even though he didn't win the Super Bowl, was Marino. Outside of Marino, Fran Tarkenton in the 60s and 70s, I don't know if really anybody cares about that era. Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, Warren Moon, like, none of those are doing it for you, and none of those guys peaked as high as Lamar or Josh Allen. And so that's the part of this where I think one or both of them at this point aren't going to get one. But it's kind of like, are one of them actually going to get one? Because it feels like for the first time in a long time, the AFC, it's wide open. We did this whole thing with the playoffs last year where it's like, it's wide open for the Bills. They have to do it this year. If they don't do it this year, it's never going to happen. And then it didn't happen, and they fired the coach. So.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I'm quite there to say, both of them might not win it, but it's definitely, I mean, again, a point to consider. Like, neither of them have gotten to the dance at this point.
Last year was the first year that I was like, oh, Lamar is like actively diminishing. Like, I'm watching him get worse.
Yes.
And so that's kind of the first time that it's like, oh, uh-oh.
Yeah, he had a really, really bad stretch there. I mean, I know that was like a point that we've touched on, like, during the season, where we're just like, what is going on? And it wasn't even like again, like that middle portion of the season, like late to middle portion of the season around Thanksgiving time. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, like he's decreased a little bit. It's like, what in the world has happened to Lamar Jackson? Like, who stole his secret sauce? Because this was not like the quarterback that we remember watching. Like, what is going on here? I guess I have a follow-up question to you. Which coach do you have more faith in getting there? Minter or Brady?
That's an excellent question, because for the most of these, I will always default to the offensive play caller, who has been leading a top 10 unit since he started calling plays. But I do think it's Minter. I think what he was able to do with the Chargers' kind of lack of talent. The only guy there is Derwin, and he's getting a better player in Kyle Hamilton at the same kind of role. I just think that, again, I think he has overachieved with lower level talent since he got to the Chargers. And so that's kind of where I lean. I just believe in him more. And I think they're both great. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm one massively over the other.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I definitely lean Minter more than Joe Brady. Obviously, at this point, I'm speaking to the void about my thoughts on the Joe Brady and the process behind it. I really hope he can prove me wrong, but I'm right there with you with the Minter stuff, strictly because, again, I was never been a big fan of the process that went into hiring Joe Brady in the choice. Ooh, that's fun. I liked that. That was fun. My final 2 points are also quarterback points, because how could they not?
I hope you
We'll
don't
do
take
the
mine.
young. Oh, see, there's 2 of them, and because you said that, I'm gonna go with the one that I think that you want to talk about. Mine's gonna be about this middle ground of quarterback play, and like, what does this look like for for Daniel Jones? What does this look like for Baker Mayfield? What does this look like for Kyler Murray? What does this look like for Bryce Young? And like, at what point are you just like, yeah, like we know that you are like the 20th best quarterback in the NFL at best. Do you pay that? And like the Bryce Young of that all is like the big question, because he's never ever lived up to what anyone wants. And are you okay with now going out and paying Bryce Young $35 million a year? Or you're like, okay, no, we're going to reset the clock here and we're going to figure something out. And that's kind of to the same point with Daniel Jones and Baker Mayfield. I'm interested to see what these teams do. They were teams that we had kind of mentioned about in the Sorsby conversation. Do you just like run it back again and see what we have? Or is it worth like this? This is one of the first times again. I forgot who said it, and it was a different podcast. But like this is going to be one of like the first times that we might have like this weird middle tier of quarterback pay, where it's like, okay, you're either a top guy, you're on the rookie contract pay scale, or you're a backup. And do we start seeing this middle QB tier emerge as like an actual useful thing that can happen? I'm not convinced with any of the 4 quarterbacks I named. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 or 3 that I'm forgetting that could also belong in this tier, but I'm not convinced any of these guys can do it. And again, all eyes are on the Panthers for me, specifically with this Bryce Young situation, because they're going to have to make a decision. History has told me in the past you pay your quarterback because what else do you have? But I think I'm getting to a point where I'm like, you cannot make a sound organizational decision and be okay with paying Bryce Young $40 million or $35 million or whatever it's going to be if he's going to be at best the 25th best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. So the thing about Bryce that I come back to is if you're going to pay him and you want to pay him at a value, you have to do it right now. It has to be a bet. It has to be a gamble. You can't, like, we can't have it both ways to where if he has a second season where they make the playoffs, they win the division, maybe they even win a game, you can't go to him now and be like, hey, can you take the mid-tier? Like, we think you're a mid-tier quarterback. It's like, no, I just proved that I have playoff success in back-to-back seasons. Bo Nix is going to get an extension next year that is probably top of the market, like close to, maybe not tippy top of the market, but that Brock Purdy,
Close, yeah.
Trevor Lawrence scale. And so Bryce Young's going to say the same thing. Why am I not in that level? And so that's what I come back to, where if you want to pay Bryce Young at a value, you have to do it right now, right this very second. You are betting on him getting better at a value. And nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to sign that contract. The Panthers aren't going to offer it. Bryce isn't going to sign it because he knows if I have a great season, I'll be able to go to the tippy top of the market. But as for like Baker's not going to take a cut. Like I'm sorry. Like Baker is going to, because Baker knows if he hits an open market, there's just going to be someone desperate enough to pay competent quarterback. The Daniel Jones of it all is weird because like the Colts are just stuck, because if the Colts didn't pay him, they have no alternative and they need to win. So they're kind of just in this weird little like, well, like, and the other part of like the Colts that's funny is nobody else has been good except Daniel Jones. So they're kind of like, well, we know nothing about being good, so we're just going to take this massive gamble and let the one guy who's been good leave? That doesn't work. That doesn't happen. And then who was the last one you said? You said 4, right? Am I missing
Kyler.
one?
But that's Kyler's in a weird subsection of these quarterbacks, right?
Yes.
Like, Kyler definitely falls more into the Sam Darnold conversation of a couple years ago than he does here, which ironically enough, same team. Here we
The
are.
smartest thing
But-
the smartest thing Kyler and his camp did was he can't get tagged after the season. The smartest thing the guy did because it'll either be you're a backup and you'll keep getting like backup pay. Like he'll get like a Malik Willis, Justin Fields contract next year to be like this stopgap quarterback, whatever, or he'll get a massive payday. Like that's kind of from the Vikings, I think. So that's kind of a fun middle ground for Kyler, but. That was not the quarterback I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about one specific quarterback. I want to talk about Caleb Williams. So Caleb Williams has fascinated me over the last few days because I saw that the trademark thing and interest me. Yeah. I've never seen since like Burrow. I don't think I've ever seen a player want it more than Caleb Williams wants to be the star. Like, wants to be the face of the NFL. Wants to be the guy that, like, saves the Bears. He is Iceman. I have this, like, he has the pose and shit like that. And it's like, I'm not, like, mocking any of that. I'm, like, I think it's great for the next generation of the NFL. But it's cool to see this player, like, want it this badly. While at the same time, every single point of regression for his football team is kind of pointing in that direction. Like, I talk about last year, like, there was no healthier offensive line than the Bears, and they're already walking into 2026 without two of those starters. Ozzie Trapillo is going to be out for most of the year. Drew Dahlman retired. Jonah Jackson is still up in the air. Joe Tooney's like 35. Like, so there's all these paths of regression on the offensive line straying his way. I don't know the exact number, but they were number one in turnovers. So, like, defensive efficiency was already bad. And they had splashy play turnovers, so it's like, do they get... What happens when they go from first with, like, 30-ish turnover, like, the turnover differential, to, like, 8th, 10th, 12th, maybe? Like, something, like, it just all of a sudden drops off. The only thing going their way is what if Caleb Williams is a superstar? Because I'm not ready to not say that
it's
impossible.
Totally well
like,
within, like, probability.
And so, it's just... fascinating for me because like I just think at every turn this is a guy who wants it really bad and you can tell, and so I'm interested to see if he grabs it because like there's two guys that come to mind that grabbed it instantly. Like Josh Allen overachieved in that Bills season where they lost to the Texans. The next season he's an MVP candidate playing in the AFC Championship game and they lose to Mahomes. Mahomes is the other one. Mahomes loses to Brady, and Mahomes is kind of a different, like, weird, his own little tier where, like, he wins the MVP right away. But right off of winning the MVP, losing to Brady, he wins the Super Bowl the very next year. Like, both of those guys take transformational leaps, and, again, neither one of them are number one overall picks like Caleb Williams is. But there is this level of, like, just watching the way he operates. I can just tell that the guy really wants it, and that fascinates me. Yeah,
and he's not a guy that I would want to bet against right now, and like maybe I'm getting lost in the sauce of like everything that comes with Caleb Williams, because obviously as you just laid out, like there's much more than just the on the field stuff that comes with Caleb Williams, and maybe I'm getting lost in that. But like he's not one of the quarterbacks that I'm willing to bet against at this point in his career, especially considering too like he's now going into year 2 with one of the best offensive minds in the league. This is now another year that like we saw it for the last 8 to 10 games of the season. I apologize here, guys. With Colson Loveland, I just completely blanked on his name. But we saw like the final 8 to 10 games of the season. Colson Loveland really, catches stride. We're hoping for a bounce back year from Rome. What does Luther have? So like there are some growing things that you can continue to do in this offense. And I don't want to obviously say it's put up or shut up time because it's not, but like no. This is good. Like this is the perfect time for him to make that leap. And again, offensive wise, we have to figure out the offensive line there. But like he's set up, I think, well, in my opinion, to make this leap. we'll see if it happens or not. He's one of the most polarizing, if not the most polarizing quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to close with. The other part of this is nobody has been more divisive coming into the league. The nails, the pink phone, you remember in February of that draft, it was like, hey, Caleb might try and force himself to Washington because he's a Washington kid. Like, it's crazy. Like, from the moment this guy has come into the league, he has been a very divisive player, and now he has this season where he's still a very divisive player to me, where it's like the highs are extremely awesome, and I love watching him throw the football down the field. But there's this other part of it where it's like, you still look very far away as a down-to-down quarterback. And so if he puts it all together, man, like it's watch out for everybody, right? And so and that goes along with he wants it. I don't think anybody's going to work harder to get it than Caleb is.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. This is kind of funny too that it doesn't necessarily it's not one for one. My final point here though kind of follows within that same trend, right? We are coming off of a year where we have seen these quarterbacks make some very positive leaps going into year two. We've got Caleb, you have Drake May. We've seen it throughout the history. We saw the jump that Trevor Lawrence made from year one to year two. We saw the jump that Joe Burrow made from year one to year two. There was not a single quarterback that separated themselves out of the big names that were rookies this past year. You had Cam Ward, he had a 58%, basically 60. We'll round up to the whole number there because he's 59.8, 60% completion percentage, 3,169 yards, 15-7 touchdown interception ratio, 82 QB ranking. Tyler Chucks is 67, 2,400 yards, 10-6, 91.3 rating. Jackson Dart, 63.7% completion rating, 2,250 yards, 15-5, and then 91.7 rating there. I'm not gonna do the Shedeur Sanders thing. Not gonna read off his stats because it is obviously horrid.
No.
But those being the three main guys, because I absolutely could. I wrote stats down. This is part of this conversation. But I think we're all in agreement that like none of these three guys, and we had kind of had this conversation when we had ranked the quarterbacks 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. None of them are like a clear step above, at least in my opinion, than the other two. And again, history will tell us that year one to year two is where we see some of these higher end quarterbacks take these jumps. Which quarterback is it going to be? Again, I can't tell you. If I had to guess, again, I would say Cam Ward because of the talent he was coming out of the draft. But history will tell you that like at least one of these guys will make a jump. Maybe it's going to be two of them. We just saw it this past year. But someone has to create separation in this group, because if we're going then into year three and we're still saying all three of these quarterbacks we really don't know much about, is when it becomes a little bit more rough. So it's just going to be fun to follow all of these, the big name second year quarterbacks. Maybe Shedeur Sanders shocks the world and he's the one who makes the leap with Denzel Boston and KCC, and I just look like an ass. But someone's going to make that leap. And it's just going to be fun to see who that leap is. Unbiasedly, who do you think that's going to be? And you could say Tyler Chuck. I'd be perfectly fine because for me, it is very close between Tyler Chuck and Cam Ward if I had to take a gamble on who it was going to be.
I think Tyler Chuck's ecosystem is set up for him to be excellent this year. I am... Yeah. Again, I haven't done this much on the show, but like I am so excited to watch the Saints play football this year. And that's the other part of this where it's like I feel like people are gonna misconstrue like they either make the playoffs or it's a bust. It's like no, this team could be like top 12 in offensive efficiency, win 6 games, and I'd be completely fine. I'd be like, we have a fun offense again. Like this is just the stepping stone. Like this is the lowest level of the totem pole. But I think Shuck, just comparing his offensive ecosystem to everybody else, he is the easy pick. But if I'm betting on talent, I think it might be Dart. Like I am, and maybe it's me like doing the whole thing where it's like, oh, I was so low on him, so now I got to be super high on him. But I can't get over how good of a runner he is. And you think about like the Josh Allen offenses at their peak, the Lamar Jackson offenses at their peak, the Eagles a few years ago, they were all designed around this running quarterback being this actual bowling ball who can extend plays and things like that. So I'm really interested. But to piggyback off that point where you said these guys are really close, right? Like these guys are as close as they can be. Since the 2020 draft, I've gone all the way back. I'm just looking at drafts. Every single year, we have had a defined player going into their second year of, like, they're the best quarterback. 2020, it's Herbert. Burrow tears the ACL. 2021, it's Mac Jones. He makes the playoffs. He's, like, second in Rookie of the Year voting. Fields is on a bad team. Lance doesn't play. Wilson's bad. Lawrence is bad. Like, it's... But Mac Jones was defined the best player in that, the best quarterback.
Yes.
2022... it's probably Purdy, and even that's like a weird like push to the side draft. Pickett was the only top 2-rounder. It's its own little thing. 2023, Stroud makes the playoffs, takes this Texans team to the second round. Bryce Young it's this catastrophe in Carolina. Anthony Richardson barely plays, so it's obviously Stroud. 2024, it's Jaden. He makes the conference championship. And then, we get to 2025. This is the closest. It's like you're right. Like, all three of them, I think outside of, like, Ward, maybe. Like, but you could still make the case to me that Ward is the best thrower of the football, and you want to bet on that talent more than anything else, and I'll listen. But all three of these guys, you can make the case that they're the best in the class right now. And I guess 2026 we'll figure that out. I really like that storyline.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. The next one I have, so I'm going to go back to the 2025 draft as well. I want to talk about another specific player, and again, not a big market like Caleb Williams, not a quarterback, but the Travis Hunter thing fascinates me because Travis Hunter.
I like this.
They gave up a future first. They gave up the 5th overall pick as well to move up to draft this player because he's going to play both ways, right? Like that is the appeal of taking this player at number 2 overall is he's going to play both ways. Well, he gets hurt and he misses like the entire season. And so everybody is throwing their hands up going, well, we told you, you can't do it, right? You can't do it. Oh man, he thought he could play both ways in the NFL, like, and it's this like boys club kind of mentality. I want to see if the Jaguars double down again, and I hope they do. I hope they there was no season that Travis Hunter was going to be more spinning from just a football perspective than his rookie year, and I think even through those through lines, he had multiple moments, like against Kansas City. His last game playing receiver was 100 yards and a touchdown against the Rams in that London game. And so, like, I'm not sitting here saying... I just don't think that he needs to play one side of the ball to be productive. Like, I'm still under the belief that I want to see... Let's do this again. Like, let's try one more time. And if it fails, it fails. Like... But you don't draft a player, you don't give up the amount of assets that they gave up to just all of a sudden quit. Like, let's just throw him at corner. Like, Parker Washington emerged. We have Jacoby Myers. BTJ is still here. It's like, no, like, Travis Hunter and his ball skills and winning down the field in contested catch situations is still the best of any of those players. So, like, I still want that archetype in this offense. I still want that archetype for Trevor Lawrence to throw the football to. And I do still want to see some of the corner stuff. I'm not saying like 100 on both sides of the ball. That feels unrealistic, but I definitely want him to still be a fixture of your offense while being a primary outside zone corner. Like, I still think they should.
What do you think that role looks like?
Don't let one season just all of a sudden. What do I think that role looks like?
Is
I
that
mean,
like
I
you're
think
you're coming in on like red zone targets and on third downs, or like I definitely agree, but like I just don't. I mean, this goes back to the original question when you drafted him in the first place. Obviously, we weren't able to get any resolution with that
mhm.
because he got hurt, so injured, and now they're they came out and they're like, no, he's going to focus on being a corner. Which at this point in time, I think he should probably just focus on one, and then we can develop the second. But if you
Mhm.
truly want him to be a piece of the offense, what does that role look like to you?
So coming into the league, I primarily wanted him to be just like a fixture of like he's just like he's just a clear out guy. Like he is a down the field target guy, kind of gadgety here and there, and that seemed to be something that they do. But I want him to be more of like just get the ball in his hands even more than they already did. He had 9 missed tackles forced in his 7 games, which like Jalen Waddle the entire season had the same amount. So like that is I think that is a special skill that he has along with his ball skills.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just again, I know it's it's cherry picking, but like I just want him to be like a movement around player. I want him to be the guy in motion that you're sending to, hey, let's run the little swing screen off the motion. Let's run him in space. Let's just find ways to get him running forward to where he is just in a straight line. He is just straight line moving, whether that's a crosser, whether that's like a mesh route, little drag route, get the ball in his hands, something like that. I just want to get him moving and have the opportunity to find the ball to him because I think he's so special in that regard. I'm still just like doubling down. He is just so special as a receiver. I don't want to believe that they're just like, oh, let's just throw him at corner. Like I still believe that this is like one of the best receiver talents I've ever evaluated, and I don't want them to just give up on it.
Yeah, I mean that again, it's so funny because again, none of this was resolved, and this is like the conversation that we had this time 365 days ago, and here we are with no resolution to it. My thing is, and obviously I'm not a coach, I'm not an NFL decision maker, but if you truly want to get value out of him for what you gave up, that would come at wide receiver before it came at corner. And I understand the ideology behind putting him at corner, saying like, okay, we have a little bit more of a need at corner than we do at wide receiver. But again, I'm right there with you. Again, he's going to make more of an impact on the field at wide receiver because he is that special of a talent. And it is so hard to be like, nah, you're not going to play any of it. Like you're going to play corner, and that's where it's going to be. Again, I'm interested to see what his usage rate is. Even if you want him to focus on corner, I would hope that he gets 25% of the offensive snaps or something, if not higher. It sounds like for you, maybe the usage rate you would prefer to be even higher than 25%. But
because it's like still like I'm still sitting here like I love Parker Washington, I love Jacoby Myers. Neither one of those players can do the two things that he does so special, which is get the ball in his hands. He's going to make multiple guys miss, and in contested catch scenarios down the left sideline, he goes up and he finds the football. Like, I just don't, like, neither one of those guys can do that at this level. And I think, like, part of the calculus is he's completing the receiver room. And we'll get, like, a corner on the side. And I just don't, I think there's a world where they're like, oh, we got to salvage the asset. Let's just play him at corner. And I double down. Let's do this one more time. If it fails again, I'll admit I'm wrong. But for right now,
it feels like they're shooting for the floor when you want them to be shooting for the ceiling.
Yeah, it's the same. Well, it's the same coaching staff on both sides of the ball. So again, from that standpoint, there isn't like this catch-up period that I feel like he played last season. It's so much easier to just throw him as a corner, like just throw him on the outside and put him in a deep third and say, hey, like we're playing cover 3 this time, like just get in the back pedal, like keep your eyes on the football, like that. And where for receiver, like I think we're just in this chase to get an explosive offense, and especially if I doubt it's going to happen now, but like remember the draft, like Brian Thomas Jr.'s name was everywhere in trade. Like they traded Brian Thomas Jr., like Travis Hunter being a receiver was like a demand. they're still in the world where they don't have to demand a lot of snaps on him, but I do think there's just a role that he fills in this receiver room.
Sure.
That if they just take it away, if they just pluck it out, I don't love.
Yeah. I don't know. That was such a fun point. Like he didn't play so much of last year that I hate to say it, but like forgot about all of that with him. So I'm so happy that you brought that up. But yeah, there you guys go. I mean, this is a fun little episode. Do you have enough computer and internet power to do Weddle?
Oh, I believe so. You never know, right?
Yeah, I mean, your stream has been perfect thus far, which is great, right? You never know how things can change. Guys, I'm itching for the NFL to be back. Like, I'm ready to jump out of my seat because, the Cade Klubnik threw for 200 yards in the preseason game or something. Like,
this was an excellent pivot from what was it, from starting the divisions. So I applaud you for the idea, because that this got me really trying to project, like, oh, what is First Take going to be talking about midway through the season without like the Cowboys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah
But
yeah.
All right.
LeBron James, the recent new investor of the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right. We start with daily. So there's no hard mode anymore.
Yeah, there is.
Oh. Is there?
Yeah, so if you go, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think we're on hard right now. No.
No, it's 8 guesses.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
All right. Who do you want to start with?
Devontae Smith. We finally got the Michigan flag back up in honor of 3 Wolverines going. Oh my gosh, that is so much better.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have the dark mode on.
I have dark mode on mine as well.
So he is a receiver. He is small. He wears number 4 or number 5. There's no way. He's not this old. Yeah, okay. But he is small. Okay. Oh, he's back with Atlanta.
Yep.
He's with Bears.
It's 5'9".
5'8". So.
Devin Duvernay's not that young, is he?
He's not that small.
Is Devin Duvernay not that small?
No. So I'm thinking the who am I thinking of? Oh wait, he's not even, like, Jalen Naylor's not even there anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. I have Tutu Atwell in my head. No, he's in Miami. I forgot, dude.
Well, that's good. We need AFC anyways. So like,
yeah,
it's all right. Who's that kid out of? Is Malachi Corley still in the NFL?
Ooh, no way. Yes, he is. He's in the database. He's with Cleveland. 83.
Shorter than that.
So he's 25. He's 5'8". So we have like all green here. Dude, who wears number 4? Come on.
Rashid Rice.
The West. He's okay.
I know. I'm joking.
I'm joking. It's what is Troy Franklin wears 11. Pat Bryant wears 13, so it's not a Bronco, I don't think. Is Mims number 4?
Yeah. No. Mims is. I feel like Mims is a good guess though. But 19. Yeah, he's definitely not 4.
Let's see if we can get the division. Like this is. Yeah. Okay. So we have it is in the South. Josh Downs doesn't wear number 4.
Parker Washington doesn't wear 4, does he?
No. Where's 11?
I thought so.
Does DK? No, wait. DK wears 17.
Wait. Tank Dell.
Whoa. No.
Ah!
Where's number 1? So we're on our final 2 guesses. So it's not Houston. So it's a Colt, it's a Titan, it's a Jaguar.
Robinson's not that young.
5'8", dude?
Is it Robinson?
Dude,
He's not
it
that
has
young, right?
It has to be. Yeah, this is his first second contract.
That's who comes
His
into
first second
mind.
contract.
His
Yeah.
first second contract.
It is, yeah.
Ah!
Good call.
Woo. Got there. I was really
Just
hoping it was going to be Tank
whoosh.
Dell. Really
Wandale Robinson on the Titans, whoosh.
Yep.
That's insane.
I just remember seeing the edits of people editing him next to Carnell Tate, and they just like shrunk him down like really, really tiny.
You know those
Carnell
like
Tate.
the mini like pictures where it was like Kyler where the football was huge? Those were my favorite.
Those are great.
It's like actual size of Kyler Murray. Can I pick first?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Terry and Arnold. No reason.
I mean, it's a snipe on the number, though.
It's a snipe on the number.
It's a snipe on the number.
Is it Baker?
Is it Baker?
No. Not the NFC.
Yeah.
Offense number 6 in the AFC.
Okay, well, we're not gonna hyper focus on trying to get some player. We're just gonna try to do a division
I think I got it.
and a position. If you think you got it, go for it. Rip it.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Trolling him.
Yeah, we're not gonna hyper focus on a player nor division. Obviously the numbers don't line up here. Yeah, give me Derrick Henry. I know it's not Derrick Henry, but type in Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry was 22. Damn it, it's a
Ba-
kicker. What is with
kind
this?
of just been bending us over backwards.
What is with this? Why do they
He's
keep doing
big.
this?
He's a big kicker too.
He's huge.
He's massive.
This is a huge kicker. Damn it. That was almost a crazy snipe. Oh my god.
What's a punter?
Shoot.
What is with well? I hate this. I'm waving the white flag. I have no clue. I will help you with a division. We will say, oh.
No, I was thinking he's a part of Tennessee now. Apparently, I thought he was on Houston.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get. So wait.
Okay, so I don't know. Someone in the West.
Ariza? So it is the West. I mean, well, that's just not happening. There's just no way you could gun to my head. Hey, who's the Chargers kicker? I don't.
Okay.
Sorry, I go outside.
Hold on.
Not often, but. Hold on.
I'm gonna see if you can get this.
It's
a Broncos. It's a Broncos punter.
The Broncos punter?
Mm-hmm. At least the height matches up.
Ryan Stonehouse.
No, it's not Stonehouse.
Oh my god, he's not even there.
No, but the height doesn't match up. The Broncos punter is 6'3".
Dude, it's a 6'4" punter.
Oh, we should probably know this.
We should know this?
Yeah, you should know this. It's the Raiders punter.
It's the
He went to
Raiders
NC
punter.
State.
That doesn't help me, dude. I'm not like.
He's made
He didn't
multiple Pro Bowls and has been a first-team All-Pro. And he holds the NFL record for the longest punt.
That doesn't.
Do you want to know who it is?
No, I don't.
We should.
Now you're
Yeah, we should. We probably should have known this.
Because you're like pointing at me, and you're like, haha. You
Ha
don't know who it
ha!
is?
I didn't know who it was.
He's the longest punter ever.
It says
Oh,
right
wait.
here, he holds the NFL record for the highest single-game punting average.
It's not. He's not in the league. Oh, there he is. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
See?
okay. I
See?
closed my eyes and I was like, oh, the Raiders. I remember a few years ago when they had him and Carlson and they both made All-Pro. Okay.
Yep.
He's
Yep,
6'4".
I didn't realize he was 6'4". He's massive. What a dude.
How many
What a
punters are that tall?
tank. What an absolute tank.
Remember when the Raiders had what was it, King as the punter? He was cool.
That was so much fun, right?
Let's go. Are we doing college? College.
Oh, jeez. Do we want to put ourselves through this again?
You said you wanted
Also-
to.
Yeah. We'll do it. The biggest punter in NFL history is a name by... Oh, this is biggest player. I don't want biggest player.
Big Bortle? What is Big Bortle? Oh, you just guessed the top prospects. That's kind of fun. But it's top 100. That I don't.
Mm.
All right,
Matt Turk
Matt
and
Turk.
Ray Guy.
Well, Ray Guy was huge. Ray Guy is the GOAT punter.
Yeah. So...
I remember, what was it? Scott Player. He was a punter.
Yeah.
Shane Leckler was a punter.
Okay, I'll start. Give me Davis Warren.
GOAT. Nope. Guess
Is he
not.
not in here?
No, because it's last year. He didn't start last year.
Oh, it is based off of last year. Oh, give me Nick Marsh.
Ooh, Big Ten.
Oh,
BIG. Oh, dude, it's defense. Is Brandon Finney not a starter? That sucks. No, he didn't wear number 7 or number 8.
I already know who my next guess is gonna be. I think.
I don't know. I mean, well, it's not him, but Aiden Fisher isn't in here. What is happening? So okay. It is skill position players. Okay, now I got it.
Oh, it's skill position player.
It's skill position because we're not on hard. I just now learned.
Oh, okay.
7 or 8. Not a sophomore. He's small. He wore 9. Okay, never mind. He's a senior though.
So we're 7 or 8. He is either running back or tight end. Was there any low number tight ends? Is that even still allowed in college? I don't know.
There's no way. Oh, I got it.
Can I get Riley Nowakowski? Is that a possibility? The numbers doesn't work, but you kidding me? If you got it, shoot it. Oh, what a rip. What a rip, dude.
Yes, dude. Let's go.
We love that.
We didn't struggle this time. That was good. That was good for everybody.
Yeah, it was much better than what it was last week. That was rough. Anyways, this was a fun show. Next week we will be starting out doing our divisional previews. Hopefully, we will knock out all 6 divisions, or all 8 divisions in 8 weeks. We will be starting out with the AFC East, West.
Beast, AFC Beast. Yes.
Okay. We'll be starting with the AFC East, and we will just, to make it simplified for you guys, so we won't keep you guys guessing, we're just going to do it a compass. We'll do AFC East, then South, then West, then North, and then we'll go back through that all over again.
Okay, good.
The NFC.
You did say
East,
South because last night so of course I have to wake up early for some obligations. I was up at like 5 and I just knocked out 2 teams in the South. So that, like, I'm glad that we went to the South.
Yes, yeah. It's just easy. We'll just go in a little compass, and we'll just go around. Never eat soggy worms or whatever your pneumatic is, to remember the directions when you were a child. But there you go. Yeah, we'll start back. Hopefully, Ryan has gotten himself a donut pillow, and his anal fissures are healed by next week. And hopefully we will be starting out. And again, we'll be doing all 4 teams. We're not going to be splitting it up as much as we've done in the past. It'll be fun. Matt has made his cute little graphics for all of this. He's actually put in a lot of hard work, and it's great. So hopefully you guys will be around for that.
Dude, I love them, man. I love when I'm like...
You sent me the Raiders one. I liked it.
When, like... I'll send you, like, before we actually do the AFC East, yeah. I'll send you all 4 of them. But, like, it's nice to pluck out, like, questions where I'm like, what do I actually want to find out about this team?
Yes,
what do I like? Sure. What do I want to find out about the Dolphins? Like, what is actually intriguing to me? And the run game's pretty fun.
Yes.
That's also bad.
Well,
everybody's winning 10 games in my head.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as we established like 3 weeks ago, you're through the moon on the Dolphins. You're the Dolphins' biggest fan now, so it'll be fun. But anyways, yep, that's the show, guys. Anything else for us, Matt?
Should we touch on Terrion Arnold at all?
Okay, Terrion Arnold got arrested for an incident in February where he kidnapped and robbed a dude. Now he's facing felony charges. The saddest thing about that is they have him in like this very specialized vest, and it's like a suicide watch vest, which is like,
oh no, he's got that on?
Yeah. As always,
oh my goodness,
check
he's
on your
having
friends.
a rough time in there.
Very, very important. But yes, so that's happening. I would be shocked, but who knows? I mean, I didn't think James Pierce was going to be playing football. Here we are. So, you never know, but this is, man, is it going to be rough? This is that and the Geno stuff, which I'm not going to get into that. If you don't know what's going on with Geno Smith, find that out yourself. Because that's absurd. That's crazy. So if you're Jets, it just...
I'm going to go up to random athletes and just run away screaming.
She's going to walk up on Fernando Mendoza, like the least threatening NFL athlete there's ever been. And she's like, no, don't hurt me. But, yeah. Anyways, Terrion Arnold, did you want to talk about him?
No, I mean, that's insane. It's just insane that happened. So I just did want to mention it. The other thing I wanted to mention is prayers up for Matt Miller in the draft space.
Yeah.
I learned about that. You told me about that. I've read up on that. That is some very scary stuff.
Yeah.
For anybody that doesn't know, obviously in a car wreck, had to have his left arm, I believe, amputated, and it saved his life. So, again, I just wanted to give a prayers to him from, someone who is in the space. Hope he gets good. Hope he is still able to do his job each and every year, because that is, what he does is a dream of mine, so I guarantee it's a dream of his. So that hope he is all good. But that is all for the show, and there's no other like news, right? There's
no. We touched on the other one that was Kyle Pitts, but I think that's everything.
The extensions that happened in the offseason, we'll talk about them when we get to them in the division previews. So that's kind of where I'm at, if you agree. But
sure.
That's all. Do all the links things.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Like,
go to the
comment,
Twitters,
share.
TikToks.
Yep. All that stuff, guys. Anyways, thank you to our sponsors, Regional Radio, Sports Uppercuts Grooming, and Spotify for Podcasters. We will see you guys next week. It'll be a fun one, and you guys have a great